abusive. I could just down anybody with the Lancer. I could eat shots with the shotgun. It's just so. I mean, online, of course, but
Right.
it's just. It kind of feels like in Gears 1 with the shotgun, you could just eat a couple shots and then chunk them. But as far as the Lancer goes, like you just activate it a little bit, and then just they go down like that. I mean, I remember Gears. I don't remember Gears 2 too much because I really don't like to, but the Lancer was really abusive in that game. And I mean, the hammer burst. You guys remember Fritzley? That kid was a monster. He would drop you in 2 seconds every time.
Yeah. So next
MVP.
question. Next question then is, so I also think host advantage is pretty big.
Yep.
Next question would be, is spectator mode, neutral, host the way to go?
I mean, why would that not be the way to go? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why.
Is it feasible on a large scale? I mean, is it feasible at an event? Like, can you do every single station have 9 boxes, 10 boxes to set up a spectator room? Is that feasible?
Yeah, because you gotta think of the early rounds when they do split screen.
Right.
So then they'll need double the boxes for the early rounds. I mean,
I think amateur would be out of the question. I think early round amateurs out of the question. See, I'm torn between this for 2 things. One, I think higher seeds should have an advantage. They really should. Like, they've earned it. They deserve that. So, like, I mean, you just have to decide how the host works. So, the most surefire way is, like, host picks 1 map, and then the other team picks 2, and then you get the remainder. That seems to be the most fair across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it does make sense, actually, to have that extra box as a host map, because then, I mean, there's so many times when, there's like a big match going up on the side, and then, like, the main stage match finishes, and if you could just have the access to it from the spectator mode, it would be perfect. You could be like, oh, well, by the way, this is for a top 8 match here. Since this team just got 3-0'd, we're jumping right into it. I think it would be good for that sense, but I don't personally see there be a need to have a neutral host.
I mean, I guess that's more geared towards online. I think that Gears of War or Gears 3 is good enough this time around to be able to be legitimate online. I think there's still going to be a few players that kind of perform online, but they don't on LAN.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I mean, we got things going on like Ready Up servers, which is basically a way to have dedicated servers without it being in the game, basically. And I mean, It's in Dallas. It's in the middle of the country. Everybody connects to it really well. They have like a crazy connection. And I mean, you can stream. The whole thing is like streamed and broadcasted, I'm pretty sure. So you know what I'm saying? There's such resources there. I don't understand. It just seems like a no-brainer to me.
It can be done.
Yeah, I really want to hear your thoughts.
What, on spectator?
I mean, on the whole neutral host spectator stream broadcasted, because I think another little point we haven't made is pretty much every high-level scrim right now should be broadcasted and commentated, I feel like. Like, we need to start making pushes. Things on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's like a whole different topic that probably we need to talk about next.
Yes.
But
Sorry.
Yeah, let's just have one show where we cover every single detail, and then from here, we'll just sit in here and talk about the shit. It's brilliant. I love it.
I don't got anywhere else to go, fellas.
I don't either. I do nothing.
Let's do it.
I don't know. Spectator, I think that it being... you got to realize that we're talking about console. Like, some of the stuff that we want is just not feasible right now through Xbox Live's little windowed or walled garden of stuff that you can't really do anything. So devs are limited. They can't release patches the way they want to. They have to do, go through that whole schedule. The fact that we even have spectator mode, I think, is fantastic. But I don't know, mixing it in and with at least on the amateur level, if we're talking about live events, then I don't know. I would like to see it, maybe, just so that you wouldn't say one team, if they lost, they wouldn't be like, oh, it was host, because there's always been those games on Gears 2 and 3, or Gears 2 and 1 rather, where it was like, oh man, we had that, but host just wrecked.
Yeah.
So if that happens on a mass scale on Gears 3, then I think that it'll be an issue. But until I see it, I'm not convinced. Online, at least right now, I think that having spectators and things like Ready Up Server are definitely the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But on LAN, I'm just not convinced yet, like you, James. So.
Yeah. I'm just happy that Gears 3 host is not nearly as abusive as Gears 2. I'm just happy with that.
Always comes back to Gears 2.
Oh, I'm just saying, because like I'm happy with it. And Gears 1 was even still pretty bad. Like your best player on the team was usually your host.
Your host.
Yeah. And like now it's become more of a supportive thing. Like your best support player with the way the Lancer is. I usually see, well, at least I have seen a lot of support players playing host. And it works out. Like I had Uleet hosting because I don't want to host anymore. Ever since Gears 1, I've been better off host rather than hosting. But we've had him hosting, and like it works out because of the Lancer. But
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, but on LAN, at least with the shotgun and stuff, it hasn't been terrible. But obviously with the pistol and Lancer, with the active Lancer at least, like it's still bad. But it's manageable. You shouldn't be losing solely because of a host. That's just your fault. That's one person.
Right, not in Gears 3.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All
So
right.
it's time to talk about Cloud's little statement he made.
Content.
I wouldn't say so much content. I would just say that
Proactivity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
Okay.
before you say this, I just want to say, like, I posted in, our area where all the pros would get together and we talk about it, and, I asked who
New World Order.
Huh? The New World Order, yeah, we called that. And like I asked who wanted to be on and who wanted to help out. And, instantly Kendall said he would, and Sick Image of all people said he would, and Blaze, and pretty much nobody else wanted to be a part of it. And I'm like, why don't you guys want to do anything? You got to put content out. Like, look at Call of Duty. Like, Call of Duty is pretty damn big because it's huge on YouTube, and a lot of people got into it thanks to YouTube. And even Halo is, it's just been around for ages, and you guys are starting to put out more content, but it's still more than we put out. I mean, basically, KL's pretty much the only one active on YouTube from the competitive scene that I see. I mean, I keep trying to get into it, but like I'm just a streamer. Like I can't get into posting on YouTube. I can't.
If you made a graph of like KL and then everybody else.
Oh, it'd be terrible, terrible.
It'd be like this. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
KL is a one-man content army right now.
Here's the thing, like I've had a hard time motivating even the people within my own team, and this goes all the way back to VBI. Like I had this vision of what I felt like gaming should be on all levels. From and Zach Johnson has from eBash has a very similar mindset. Like there's like this professional league. And if you want to structure it like, say, like football or baseball, basketball, think about it like that, all right? So you have this professional league. It's on TV. You can watch videos. You have coaches. You have all this stuff going on. And then from there, you have college. Then you have high school. Then you have Pee-wee. But the path to get there is all the same, right? In gaming, it's like all over the place. There's no like set route to do anything. You can't, like, you don't know how to get in. You have people asking you, how do you get into competitive gaming? I get that question, and I'm sure all of you probably get that question. I get that question at least 15 times a day. How do I get involved in competitive gaming? Where do I start? How do I make a team? How do I do this stuff? It's like the groundwork for that is not there. Despite how long competitive gaming has been around, the groundwork for it is not there. Like people don't get that. So like I've always had this mindset where, okay, there needs to be some type of structure in place to say, okay, we start from here. And then, okay, I have to do this, and then I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this. And this is kind of why Jareth and I kind of fell out, is because I have this thing where it's not that I'm trying to be like all about me or whatever, but I'm trying to set like a groundwork in my mind of structure on how to go from A to B as a player, and where do you end up at the end? Where's the end of that path as a player? I don't feel like at any point in time do I need to ever retire from competitive gaming because it's not that strenuous. Like I played football. Kenny, you played football.
Yep.
You know what strenuous is.
Mm-hmm.
College football, you know what strenuous is. This is not strenuous, but there needs to be some type of structure in place in order to do that. And I think that because of the age group that we're dealing with on a consistent basis, like I didn't have that same mind. Like I had a picture in my mind, but I don't have the same work ethic, consistency, just general mindset to be able to say, well, I'm going to do these videos to help these people. I'm going to do these videos to help the competitive community. I'm going to do these videos to show people how to do, start a blog or how to, promote your own content. There's no one really doing that on a large scale in any competitive gaming scene. No SK Gaming, no VVV, no. And VVV has they have tutorial. I'll take that back. VVV does have stuff on their site where they show people how to do different stuff, but it's very, 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 very few organizations that do that on a mass scale. Almost nobody does that. So when you say to someone, or someone asks you, how do you start or how do you get started in competitive gaming? It's like, well, you go to game battles. Then what? Then what? And that's what I say. It's like that's all you can really tell people. You go to game. You go to game battles. You troll the forums. You meet some people. You get some friends together, and then what? Well, then you
have rich parents.
You ask for scrims. You do something else. I don't know. I mean, it's like that structure isn't there. So I feel like everyone at this point in time, this group of people, this stage in gaming right now, we have the access to do it. There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Skype, there's Twitch, there's YouTube. All this stuff is at our fingertips to use it, to be able to say, okay, I can do this and show people that I'm playing in this manner, or it's just a matter of whether or not you can articulate yourself well enough to be able to explain it. I think there needs to be more people that can do that, but it's just not there. It's just not there. So that's why I do it, because it's not there. It's not there on a mass scale. It's not.
No, it's not.
My big thing is for me being just solely a caster here. Yes, I made the switch, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, my big thing is I feel like I have to force teams, with the exception of Fly Society, who, if you guys are out there, thank you so much for being my poster boys. You're the only team who is willing to catch, but everyone else, I feel like I have to pry it out of them because they care about having, X amount of viewers on their shit, even if they're not partnered. But it's just I want to build a picture of you so then everyone knows and you're a household name. I don't understand why that's a hard time. Cloud, you and I have talked about this multiple times. And you are the one, I literally just stole your words and just said it before you. But, I mean, what is it? What is that about, Cloud?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Can you repeat the question?
It was...
I had a bit of catching up to do.
Wow. He poured his heart and soul into that right there. And then you were like,
can you repeat the question?
This yogurt's really good.
Anyway. Cloud, it's times like these where, I literally hate you and everything about you. But the fact of the matter is, I don't... Just shut up. The fact of the matter is, I don't understand why I have to, pry it out of pro players to get them to let me spectate. I mean, I understood before, when I did Execution of the Night, it made sense. I am a huge fucking inconvenience where you guys have to kill me, and then it's oh, well, did they leave at 3:46? Because if so, we left at 3:45, and I think that's bullshit, and that's why we lost. That's completely understandable. That's all I need is a damn invite. And I don't understand why that's so hard.
Right. I mean, you could have just told me that that's what you were talking about instead.
No. No, I'll reiterate it for the viewers, and now you can come.
But it's absolutely right, and like I said, if you're playing high-level gears the way the game should be played, if you want the game to grow, you kind of have a responsibility to the game. And the easiest, most non-painstaking way to do that is to hit one of us up, ask us to stream, commentate, spectate, tweet for you, whatever, just anything. I mean, we've been really proactive ourselves trying to hit you guys up. So.
Yeah, I hit up MBN and the Insanes when they were scrimming, and I had nothing to do that day. And I'm like, you guys mind if I commentate and stream your game? And I got a response from Nick, and he's like, oh yeah, we're cool if MBN is down. And I sent MBN all the team messages. They never hit me back up. I don't understand. And then you know what drives me crazy? When people shut their mics off when they're streaming. They don't want to hear the call-outs. They don't want to hear the strats. Yes. They don't want to do this. Honestly, you think that your strat is so high-level security, this shit, top secret. You go under, the level and you do crazy shit. I don't understand that. Like, the whole community has to grow together, like you guys said, and by learning, like, oh, they do this strat, like, I'm going to try to do this, and then you got to adapt. Oh, let me see if we could find a counter to what we made, even though, they found a counter too. Like, it's dumb. I don't see the point of that. Like, there doesn't need to be a secret. Who cares?
I understand exactly where you're coming from, because, like, teams are always like, oh, well, since we're scrimming, we're only going to run base strategies. It's like, what if your super secret plan that you have concocted in the evil village that you live in goes to the event and it fucking fails because you're not used to it? Like, what happens what do you say? Like, why would you practice something that's not what it's going to be like when you compete? Arctic, do you partake in this?
Our team follows a very different mantra from everyone else. Some of you guys know, like, we will run the same strat over and over and over and over again until we drill it so well that we could run it any time of the day. So, like, if you happen to stream us playing, we might do a strat 4 times in a row just because we want to know how the team is going to react, what they're going to do. Like, I don't know, we just take a much more meticulous route to strategy development and all that stuff than anyone else that I've ever seen. But, I see what you're saying, but, like, I don't know. It's just like a mixed feeling for me. Like, and you've asked us to go on stream before. And it's not that we don't want to.
Yeah, I understand.
It's just like it's always an inconvenient time for us. But I don't know. It's just like, for us, we take such a different approach. It's hard for me to have any input on that because we just don't follow any of the rules that normal teams do. Like, we will literally run one strat all night, depending on the map, and then just so we can get it down.
You did that during a tournament, I remember. What was that when we played that first tournament? The very first one, you guys were playing.
We ran a
Thrash
4
Ball.
Push on. Was it Thrash Ball?
Yeah, you guys were running down low, like, over and over
and over again. Yeah.
And then that last time, you just were like, all right, let's just match them, just win. And then you guys came back 3 rounds in a row and just won.
Yeah, so it's like, we don't care about winning and losing scrims, which I think is what you're trying to say. That needs to be the idea or concept that everyone needs to have. You don't 100%. Care about winning scrims. Right. It's about practice. You don't really care whether or not you need a win or lose. It's about repetition. It's about knowing what you need to do in certain situations. So, yeah, throw out that super secret, James Bond strat that you have, because you're going to need to practice it, because if you don't know how to run it, then you're going to get fucked when you go to an event. But, we just follow a different rule. And I don't really care if people know our strats, because we used to record people, and we still do. We have files. I have folders of what teams run on certain maps. Like, I take it to another level, like on a whole different level.
Colin's notebook.
That's how Colin had a notebook, but that's what I learned from football. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I took that from football. They tape they tape your moves in practice. They tape the repetition that you do. They look at you. You get critiqued. They make you watch film for hours and hours and hours on other teams, and that's what I know. That's how I approach competition or competitive gaming, so to speak. But my whole mindset is just different from it. So if you run a 4 push or a 2-2, we have that. We know that you run that, and that's just what we do.
I don't know. I think people need to cut the delusional cord and realize that people are going to find out your strats after fucking round 1 in a tournament anyways, so we might as well just fucking accept it.
Yeah, it's to me, the whole winning scrimmages thing is the wrong mentality to have, period. Like, you need to get over it, dude. It's a game. First off, it's a game. There's absolutely nothing. What is on the line? I said this in a commentary. What the hell is on the line in a scrimmage? Your pride? You think people are going to care that you lost a scrimmage? It's like, who cares? For years, and it's continued to this day. We have people, and different people in the community hate our team, or they say that our team is the worst, or they say that our team is the worst pro team, and we've consistently been in the top 8 for 5 years. So it's like, I don't care what you say about our team. Like, when we go into a scrimmage, I don't care about winning. I don't care about losing. I care about my team getting better. End of story. That needs to be everyone's approach. You need to care about getting better, not about winning. Improvement.
Don't know if you guys can hear me because of lag, but totally agree. That mentality needs to go.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I've been telling people for ages, like, I don't scrim to win. I scrim to practice. I scrim to get used to things. I mean, you obviously feel better if you're completely dominating a team, but...
Right.
I mean, if you're losing, you're learning what you're doing wrong, and you go, okay, I'm not going to do that again. That's it.
Right. It's just how it works.
Yeah. And
what's your take, Uleet?
Oh, yeah, you talk it up, Uleet.
Yeah, I mean, Uleet just sits there. And
No,
the more I look at him, does anyone here watch King of Queens?
Oh my God!
You look like fucking Spence.
Patton Oswalt?
Yes, it's a Patton Oswalt, man. It's like it freaks me out. I'm like,
the man who describes himself as a middle-aged lesbian?
Well, like one of the things that really honestly kills the streaming and the spectator thing and everything, muting your mics. Like people want to watch you play, but they want to hear you more.
Yeah.
Like they want to hear like what a pro team does. Like they're like, oh, I want to get better. Like I want to hear what they're saying, and it's just like you come into a stream and all you hear is gears playing, and it's like no communication, no call outs. Like there's like little things that people don't know that people do, like pulling people with snipers. Like I watched the Insanes do it on checkout. They'll get one guy in front of in the open, try to move around, and the sniper behind him, and some guy will try to lancer him just to harass him, and then the sniper will move up to the left and just dome him. And you won't be able to see that. It's just like little things like that people want to learn, and not any of the teams that are doing that, like alienating their audiences pretty much. It's terrible. It's dumb.
Another thing that kind of bothers me, and this kind of stems on some of that, and I hate to point at Halo as the reason that it's like this, but I feel like people don't want to help because it's always a money game. So, like, you see so much in Halo, like people asking for 1,600 Microsoft points or something fucking stupid that pisses me off for a spot on a friends list. And it's like that mentality to me just kills the whole vibe. Like, and I think people don't want to take the time to help other people or help players or get involved on that because, it's always been about a money game. And it's just, first off, nobody is making killer bank unless your name is like someone in the StarCraft community. Nobody's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
some of the YouTubers, but other than that,
I mean, no, you're right. I like. It's almost like I have to petition myself to be like, all right, look, I will spectate, but I will have to go through your stream, and even if, because I don't give it, like, I care about learning the game because this game is just so complex, and I look at it, it's completely viewer friendly because there's a huge skill gap between a good player and an average player. And there's even a big skill gap between, like, teams in the top 4 to the teams through 5 through 8. And it's just a big skill gap, and it's great to watch. So I care about the knowledge. But I guarantee, even if I were to go to some players and be like, okay, look, just give me your password for your, like, Twitch.tv, and then, I'll cast it, and I'll do everything. They'd be like, oh, no, I don't trust you with my password. There would be some excuse. I don't know why it is. It's like, don't you want this to grow and be what it's supposed to be? I mean, minus like all the little problems that all of us have with like the game, like the sawed off, the Hammerburst and Retro Lancer. When you just like put it past, Gears is genuinely a great game. It's the best console game out right now for competitive play, hands down, no questions asked.
Agreed.
But yet it's still like it's like pulling teeth to get anything really done, and I just don't get why that is. I mean, Crream knows. Crream has been, jumping around with the casting now, and Crream, it's such a pain in the ass, correct?
I even tweeted out one of these past few days. I was like, hey, I'm not going to be doing anything. What pro teams or teams at all would like me to commentate their matches? Nothing.
Crickets,
nothing. And I was like, wow.
It's pretty much par for the course.
Yeah.
As unfortunate as that is.
So what is the solution? Like, I don't, like, as much as I talk, I don't know what the solution is. Like, do people want to get paid to have their stuff casted? Like, is that what the mentality is? Like, what is up? I don't understand.
I found my solution. I got my hands on Fly Society, and they just text me at all times, and I'm like, nope, you don't get to play without me. And that's exactly how it works. Just find a team, and don't let go of them if you want to cast.
Yeah, I think
sell your soul.
Yeah, I think the AM teams and the less known teams, however you want to call them, I think they'd be more eager to be streamed and commentated because they like it. It's like they're actually getting looked at. People are actually watching them for once, and who wouldn't like that? But it's like the pro teams and the players who are majority of the Gears players that follow me. It's like they just don't care. But I guarantee, say I went in the whatever forums like Gal Nation, GCon, whatever, and I posted in there and I said, who wants me to commentate their stuff? I guarantee I'd get responses, and it would be all teams I don't even know.
Yeah. But then the problem is you do what I did, and you try to create a schedule for like teams like weeks in advance, and then you get up and you have a cup of coffee, and you're all happy. And then 1 o'clock comes and both teams don't show, and then you're like, okay, well, dust it off. 3 o'clock, no team. Okay, it's only been 4 hours, not a big deal. 5 o'clock, son of a bitch, Mom, I guess I can eat now. Bring it on in. Finish eating, check, nothing. And then next day, it's like, oh, hey, man, whatever happened to my match? You never contact me. It's like, listen here, motherfucker. You are on a schedule. It has a time slot with who you're playing. You know what to do. Very better about that. That was my pride and joy. Like, my first show I created. I bring it up from, the ground. I invoked the powers of the underworld to, summon me to bring this game to everyone. And it failed. Miserably. The worst thing ever.
It's hard, man.
It is.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard to motivate people to do that stuff. It's hard to talk to people to make them understand the message that you're trying to bring. It's just really hard.
Yep.
On all levels.
Arctic, you just need to start start printing off fake checks and be like, look, you see how much fucking money I make from YouTube? Oh, look, by the way, I let Crream and Uleet cast my stream. Look how much my numbers increased on Twitter. I got 40 fucking followers. Want 40 followers in one
Here's
day?
the thing, but I don't want to make it about that though. I don't want to make it a money. No, I don't want to make it like that because it's not supposed to be about that. It's not at all supposed to be about that. I don't want to make it like that.
I've said it 100 million times to Crream. I said, Crream, I'm like, if it was really about money, you and me would be just playing fucking Call of Duty. And just streaming
we
that
talked
shit.
about it because when
ridiculous.
When Modern Warfare 3 came out, that first night, I made $150 streaming Call of Duty, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like, and I have to play Gears right now. I'm like, I just made $150 streaming Call of Duty for it was 6 hours, which isn't crazy money, but for me sitting on my ass for 6 hours and playing Call of Duty, I'll take it. And then it was
a lot worse than that.
I streamed Gears, and it's like.
You don't want to talk about it.
We love the game so much, though, and we want it to succeed. But we don't really care. If we cared about money, it would just be I would just be playing Call of Duty and whatever new game came out, because every time a new game would come out, I would make $250 in one day, just random $250, and then we play Gears, and it's $5 for 12 hours.
Yeah.
It's just
passionate about
so
playing,
depressing.
but they're not passionate about helping.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You have to find the people that want to help but also love playing, and that's the hardest thing in the world to find. There's so many people in our community that would be outstanding. Either they're not consistent, they have other things going on, they know they know their money is not there, so they can't put all their eggs in the basket that it's not going to pan out for them. It's just so many different issues I think that are happening right now that it make it really difficult to want to put your effort in there. And like I said, there needs to be some groundwork laid. So, how can I get my channel partnered on YouTube? How can I get my channel partnered on Twitch so that I can at least make, a few dollars in a year doing this thing that I love, if that's what it motivates them. But I just want to help people. And it's that's it. I want to be helping people. however I can do that the best way possible, the fastest way possible, most efficient way possible.
I think we differ. I just want to take advantage of people so I get money.
Well, it's 10:47. We've been doing this. We went way longer than I thought we were going to. I had a good time. So let's take this last little bit to wrap it up. Do our shout outs, plug in whatever you want to plug in. I don't care.
Okay.
And so on. Whoever wants to go first.
Let me get my plug-in stuff so somebody else can go first.
Okay, I want like the fucking grand slam of a close right here from you, man. I want 1,000
Dude, I'm so burnt out, dude. I'm like, just,
don't say
that's
that.
why I'm
Come on.
so quiet, man. Like, I haven't played any games in 2 weeks. I've been working 17-hour days for the past 2 weeks, and it's just, I'm just like, and then Christmas, you know how Christmas is with Spanish people. Crazy, man. Baby Jesus flying left and right. Yo, my dad, I don't know if you guys do nativity scenes, but my dad's got this crazy nativity scene, right? My friend Kevin comes over. The nativity scene, you know, has got the Black Prince, I think. I forgot what his name is. Anyways, so my friend Kevin, he's black. He comes over. He's like, yo, man, how come the black guy doesn't have a light in him? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then my dad goes outside to see if he can fix the light. And he's like, yo, that's racist, man. And my dad, I'm sorry. It was just too random, dude. Like, the funniest stuff, man. I'm so burned out.
So.
Oh, look at Arctic with that hat.
Racist?
Okay, so I guess.
Racist.
Moving on, Cloud.
Yes.
Cloud.
Why?
What have you not been paying? This is we're
No, I have. I just, I don't feel like I should be going just yet. I feel like you should be going. I need something to base my stuff off of.
I'm gonna give it the real cliche one. First and foremost, Joybot. Go ahead, Crream, and throw your shirt up. Joybot, great clothing company. Definitely check them out. You don't have to wash it. It's really just perfect. But, I mean, after you wear it, you have to wash it, that whole thing. That's natural. But it's not itchy. That's what matters. Other than that, my shout-out, very vague. Anyone who is, I guess minus us 5, anyone else who's out there really helping this Gears of War wheel turn in the sense of making it the best and most competitive game, shout out to fucking you. Other than that, I'm good. Love you, Ma.
I like that one. I like the community. I like that. Love to all you guys. Let's keep this movement moving. Keep the dream alive. Shout out to all the members of TLR. You know who you are. That rhymed. I didn't mean for that to happen. Especially Face Tense. Shout out. Much love. FragDojo.com. GearsCon.com. I'm done. That's all I got. Hypestation. Hypestation, January 20th. Check it out.
Yeah, you can go next, Kale.
Am I up next? All right. So first off, I got to give a shout out to my crew, the amazing team, because those guys have been with me for a long time, long time. 05, baby. So I got to give a shout out to them, all of our fans, all the people that support what we do on a daily basis. So YouTube community. Cali North's Twitch, the Twitch community, Twitter followers, all you guys make this very fantastic for me. Got to give a shout out to Razor. See, I got my little Team Razor hat on. They've been fantastic. I know you guys are all questioning me about the Onza stuff, and trust me, they're working on improvements for you guys out there. So just know that that's happening. So I got to give a shout out to them, and they've been fantastic. And shout out to you guys, man. We got to keep this going any way possible, as long as we possibly can, and got to keep the interest there, not just in Gears of War, but in competitive gaming in itself. I think that all of the people on this, that are involved, that are in this stream, that are in this chat, that are on Twitter, that follow us, I think they all want to see it do big things and be bigger, and I think that we have the people that can do it. So we just got to keep pushing. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, I just want to first give a shout out to everyone who has been watching me over the past year since I started and struggled to get 10 viewers. You guys are the best. Big shout outs to Duke Skills, who made these graphics happen. Without him, this would have been, I don't even want to know what it would have looked like. But these graphics are
with the stream capture.
Yeah, like these graphics are beautiful. I love this kid. He does the hyphen work. He's amazing. Shout out to Joybot again because I love this shirt. And
I want a Joybot shirt.
Hit him. I guarantee you hit him next. Yeah, I guarantee he'll send you one. I'm not sure who to shout out. I feel like I had a bigger list, and now that I'm going to do it, I can't remember. But just shout out to the Gears community. Pick it up. I mean, we can do this. I don't want to be playing second fiddle to Call of Duty and Halo anymore. I mean, the game is more fun to watch, and I don't like seeing smaller numbers. It can be done, and all the pro players there, you are who they look up to. Do the work. Stop just streaming. It's not enough. It's not enough. You got to do more than that. You can't just, click stream and think that that's going to be, that's what you're doing. You're basically doing nothing. I mean, it helps, but all you're doing is clicking a button and then doing your same old thing every day. So, with that said, this is going to be the end of the first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday night. Be there, and I want to see more people in here. Got to get this show out there. We got to talk it up. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Later. Thanks, Pete and Quinn. They're the man.
Bye. Yeah.